Hi, I'm Kelly Pappan. I'm a member of the board of the OU Club of Wichita and a Sooner fanatic. When I was a kid, probably between 78 and 80, on the weekends for game day, my dad had a 56 Chevy, and we'd jump in that and go drive around the countryside and listen to the games on the radio. And Bob Berry was the announcer. He just painted such a vivid picture for me that I instantly became a fan. That started with the birth of my son. He was born in September of '08, and I remember looking around on the university's website and they were selling off some jerseys, and I was able to get a Chris Brown jersey. He was born on the 29th and Chris Brown was number 29, so that was my first piece of memorabilia in September of '08, and it's just been an absolute addiction since then. I spend a lot of time looking around and seeing what's out there and seeing what's being signed and seeing what kind of cool pieces of memorabilia are out there, and once in a while I run across a piece that I don't have and I just have to try to track one down. It's just I've thought about why it's become the way it's become, and it's just a connection to the school. It's a connection to the program. It's history, and you know, it's all in my basement and it's my happy place. So all these pieces are so sentimental that I'm to the point I couldn't part with hardly any of it. I probably wouldn't even consider it unless it was another piece of memorabilia that I don't have. It's just extremely sentimental to me. When I see and I look at some of this stuff, it reminds me of a play or a game or just an incredible memory that I have and a connection to the program. So I think that's what makes it special. I was introduced to the OU Club of Wichita by Brian Latta, and at first I thought you would have had to have ties to the school, you know, either have attended or been a graduate, and he said, no, you can just be a fan. You can just, you know, plug in and support the university that way. And I thought, man, the money goes to the scholarship fund and you get to go to watch parties and hang out with other fans. I thought that's a no-brainer. I'd love to do that. So I became a member of the OU Club of Wichita a couple, 3 years ago, and then Brian told me one time about an opening for a board member position, and I thought, yeah, that might be fun. And it's exciting to see the dues money get awarded to these kids for scholarships. You feel like you've played a small role in their continuing education, and as far as I'm concerned, no better place than the University of Oklahoma. I was fortunate enough to go to practice a couple of years ago, and his favorite player was C.D. Lamb, and my son Jake got the chance to talk to C.D., and C.D. was very nice, very cordial, talked to my son, looked him in the eye, and you know, just really made him feel important, made him feel special, and it meant a lot to me because you know, it just made my son that much more of a fan. I've had the opportunity to sit down and have dinner with Billy Sims, and for me it's a lot about the stories. I love hearing stories about the history of the program and games and wins and successes, and Billy has the absolute best stories. You know, and Billy's so personable and infectious. After you hear a couple of stories from Billy, you feel like you can throw on a helmet and suit up and go play. And the OU Club of Wichita has hosted some players, and it's always fun for me to hear all those stories. I think ultimately it's been their success. And you know, if you do any research on the players, you realize that, you know, there's been some Oklahoma coaches and players and stuff with ties to Kansas, which is pretty cool to me. It's just the winning tradition, and just something about seeing the sunlight hit that helmet on a Saturday afternoon that just nothing better. So my story is, you don't have to be affiliated with the school or a graduate of the University of Oklahoma to be a member of the OU Club of Wichita. We just love to have fans in general and come share the experience and come to a watch party and cheer on the Sooners.